Hey everyone, welcome. For tonight's practice, it'll be super gentle, super mellow. Some props that might be handy are 2 blocks, a blanket, and a strap. And we are going to get started in a supported seat on our shins. So if it's okay for you to sit up onto your shins, I'm going to stack my blocks here so I have a nice high seat. And I don't have to worry about my knees, actually. Turn. You know, if you have sensitive knees and you want a higher seat, just bring yourself up a little more. And then just take a few moments, snuggle in. Let your hands rest just on your legs. And you can close your eyes or you can just gaze down and take a couple nice deep breaths to begin. Just start to roll, soften, arrive, relax your face, soften, relax your shoulders. Maybe just finding a sigh as an exhale so you can sort of clear some space. Just a couple more like that. Noticing how your breath is traveling today, how your body is feeling. And then take an inhale and just stretch your arms out and up. Take a moment at the very top. You can interlace your fingers if that feels good, but just take a couple extra breaths and reach your thumbs back in space. Press your shins down and try and lift your heart. Little back bend here. Take another breath. And as you exhale, just cactus. Nice and easy. Glide the elbows down. And we're going to hug our shoulders. So just bring your arms across your chest. Doesn't matter which arm is on top. And you're just going to lift and lower your elbows. You can sort of let the spine move a little bit as you lift and lower. Breathe. Almost like little cat-cows. Come on back up through center. And then again, just open wide into a cactus. Pull your arms apart. Inhale here. And as you exhale, reach your arms forward. Let your fingertips touch as you round your spine, drop in. Pull, driving some curtains open, pull yourself back towards that cactus. And then round forward. Inhale, open, pull the curtains back. Exhale, close and round. And one more. Inhale, open. And exhale and round. And then interlace your fingers here in this rounded position. Push your palms towards me and then all the way up to the ceiling. And just take a big breath here. Maybe move around a little bit. Just try and reach the heels of the hands up. Try and find as straight arms as possible. And just breathe as you move. Take another moment, feeling for creating a little space. And then exhale, just let your arms trickle down. Bring your hands back to your thighs. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. And then come on forward here. Just lift up off your block. And set your blocks towards the top of your mat so you have them available to you, because we will use them. And you can even use them now if you want, actually. And just kind of move around in space on hands and knees for a moment. And just kind of shift and shimmy. And see if you can bring your knees nice and wide, big toes towards the center, and just press back towards a child's pose. You can stay lifted, or you can lower all the way down, but you're just going to find a few breaths in the hips and the low back. Soften in, drop in. And then from here, lift back up to hands and knees and bring your knees back underneath your hips if they were a lot wider than your hips. And we're going to turn the blocks the long way and put them sort of close to one another. We're going to take a version of puppy pose. So I'm going to keep my shins down. No. Oh, God. Point my toes. And I'm going to bring my of course, now she needs to go outside. And I'm going to bring my elbows down to my blocks and just allow my hips to pull back in space. If you want, you can drop your forehead to your arms, drive your shins and feet into the floor, scoop your hips up and back, and just take a few moments. You can rock a little side to side. Take a few breaths. Let your body stretch out gradually. Keep it really mellow. Take one more breath right here. From here, we're going to lift our head up. Keep your left forearm down, and you can keep your forehead down on your left arm as you reach your right arm through. We're not twisting the whole body towards the left. We're just keeping our forehead down. You can curl your toes. You can cross the ankles if you want. If that helps. We're just getting heavy in that right shoulder. Dropping in. Take another breath there. And we'll just gently lift up and switch. So you'll bring your right elbow down onto your block. And you can drop your forehead if that's comfortable, but just slide your left arm under. Keep the forehead and your chest facing the floor. And then see if you can get a little heavier through that left shoulder. Because you're lifted on your blocks, of course, you're not going to be all the way onto the floor. That's okay. If it's more comfortable, you can cross the left ankle over. Big, deep, full breath. Take one more here. And then glide your left arm out and come all the way back up to your hands and knees. Again, blocks or no blocks, totally up to you. But just swish a little bit around in space. You can move forward and back. You can cat-cow. You can barrel roll. Just take a few breaths as you just freely move your body. And we'll find time to compress your hips back. Just take about 3 breaths to soften in a resting pose, whatever that means for you. Finding the moment of pause in between the movements. One more breath here. And we'll lift back up onto the knees. Now, whatever height your blocks are on, I'm going to use the second height just because this is gentle yoga. And we're going to find a down dog supported with our blocks. And once you're in your down dog, you just settle it out a little bit. And breathe. Bring your feet a little wider than normal stance here in your down dog. Not too wide, just are going to walk our feet out a little bit, but just for this moment, just a little wider so you can find a little space in the low back and hips. And then from this position, we are going to walk our feet out maybe even as wide as your mat. You might even want to shorten your stance a little bit. But what we're going to do is with our nice wide stance now, we're going to lift our heels high, high, high. Then we're going to lower our heels towards the mat and bend the knees. So as you bend the knees, your hips move back in space. And then as I straighten the knees, I'm going to lift my heels high. Maybe your upper body shifts forward. As I lower my heels, I'm going to bend my knees. Try not to round your spine. Straighten your knees as you lift your heels high. Lower your heels, bend your knees. One more time, straighten your knees, lift your heels around the kneecap. Start to lower the heels, bend your knees, wiggle your butt in space a little bit. Find your neutral, walk back into their more traditional stance, pedal in place here, just pedal it out for a moment. Nice. And just slowly lower, if you can, both knees to the mat at the same time. That was our moment of core. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to find an alternative way of getting onto our butt. So I'm going to bring my right foot forward. And then I'm going to, and you can take your blocks with you when you do this, I'm going to spin my left heel back so I can just sit on down. I'm going to move so I'm on the block. And my left foot is towards my inner right thigh. My right leg is long. And we're going to turn this into a side stretch. So I'm just going to lean towards my right leg. And you can take a moment to bring your left hand towards your left thigh. You can use a block. But you're just going to lean towards the right leg and just allow that left thigh to get heavy. So you have a little space in the left low back. Hi. And just feel a little opening from the left side. If you feel like you want to add something, you can add the left arm reaching up and over and just resting behind your head. Only if you want a little more. You can even lean your head back into your left hand if that feels good. Make sure you feel that your neck is being supported. Don't overdo it. Make sure you can breathe. Take one more deep breath here. Fully exhale. And then we're going to bring our left arm back down and rise back up. Now from here, I'm going to bring a block under my left hand behind me. That's just optional. And a couple of things. You can just simply push into your left hand and you don't have to lift your hips. You can just reach your right arm up. If you want to come with me, we're going to lift our hips. So I'm going to lift onto my left shin. So I'm going to lift, open up, think almost like a flip dog. And I'm going to lower down. Control slow movement. And then either stay, just open up, or push down to lift. Squeeze your glutes, find some space. And then control that descent as you touch back down. Let's just do it one more time. Inhale. Open up at the top. Just hold for an extra moment. Squeeze. And then lower down nice and slow. Good. Now from here, we're going to turn towards our right leg and fold over leg. More of a forward fold, less of a side opener. You could even walk your hands outside of your right leg for a little more of a twist. Let's take another breath. And then just start to walk your way back up. Now, keeping your left knee a little bit, or just as it is, bent, all we're going to do is bend the right knee and pull the right foot sort of in front of the left ankle. So my right foot is now just in front of my left ankle. And I'm just going to sit up tall like this. So I can squeeze my right shin, Use that for leverage, or you can bring your right hand behind you. We're going to twist towards the right. So however you want to do it, just start to find your twist. As you inhale, lift your chest, elevate a little higher. And as you exhale, just feel a gentle twist happening. You can sort of wind and unwind a little bit here. And take another deep breath, just as you are, where you are in your twist. And then slowly unwind, face forward. Now I'm going to take my right shin and cross it in front of my left. So I'm in a seated Sukhasana seat. And you can always prop something up under your hips if you like, but just take a nice deep breath, sit up tall. And exhale, you can stay or start to fold forward. You can use your blocks to help you. And just allow yourself to snuggle in a little bit. Full body breath. If you like a little movement here, you can a little side to side in your forward. You can crawl your hands to the right, to the left, whatever feels good. And you can add, a little something if you like some more. Take another deep breath, another moment here. And then walk yourself back up. And we're going to find our way back through to that downward facing dog. So however you want to get there, just going to lift yourself up and walk yourself back. And then again, just pedal it out. Just kind of walk in place here, shimmy the hips a little side to side. Find a gentle reach through your arms, using those blocks to help you. And bring your feet nice and wide again. Maybe bring your feet a little closer towards your hands to shorten the stance. Reach your heels back in space and then lift your heels high. Lower your heels as you bend your knees. Try not to round the spine. Lift your heels and hips, straighten your knees. Lower your heels, bend your knees. Lift your heels, straighten your knees, squeeze the legs. Lower your heels and bend the knees. And one more time. Lift, lengthen. Lower and bend. And almost like you're in a little squat, you can sort of bounce your hips here, keeping the knees bent. Bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just lift your heels, look forward, and again, slowly lower your knees. Try and land them at the same time if possible. And we'll step that left foot forward, however you want to, just so that we can spin the right heel underneath us and sit back in space. And you're going to slide that right foot forward. You're not sitting on your right foot, towards your inner left thigh. And you can widen that left leg out a little bit. Maybe bring your block inside. And we'll lean towards the left. So you're going to fold towards the left leg. And just start by keeping your right hand on your right thigh. So just going to start by bringing a little weight into that right thigh and just leaning to the left. And again, props to make it a little more accessible. Just take a few breaths here, really feeling that in your low back, QL, side body. If you feel it is too much, definitely lift up out of it a little bit. And that's what the blocks are really good for. You can be up as high as possible. And, you don't have to feel this huge stretch if you don't like that. And then if you do want to add the right arm, just sweep it up and over. Let the right elbow bend. You can lean your head back into your right hand. Support your head and neck. Maybe just closing your eyes so you can focus on your breathing. Good. Just take another breath here. After your exhale is complete, if your top arm is lifted, just gently release it and sit on up. Now I'm going to use my block under my right hand, sort of behind me a little bit. And again, you can lift or stay seated. We're going to sweep that left arm across the horizon and push up onto our right shin. Squeeze your glutes. And then slow and controlled, lower back down. And again, sweep as you inhale, maybe lift. Really secure that right shoulder onto your back and slowly lower down. And we'll just do one more time. Press down if you're lifting up. Inhale, we're going to hold it. Take an extra breath here. Open your heart. And then when you're ready, come on back down. Now we're going to turn towards our left leg and fold. Just make it more of a forward fold over that left leg. And you can sort of walk your hands outside of your left leg if you want a little twist in the opposite direction. And just find a way to settle into the moment that you're in, the shape that you're in, and be fully there. Scooter got some new prescription food that she really likes. So she is like very excited to eat dinner, basically. She's going to start yelling at me towards the end of class, probably. I don't know if you guys know this, but she's 17. Yeah, you're old. Let's take another breath. And slowly walk yourself back up, nice and slow. And then we'll let that left knee bend. Keep the right leg exactly where it is. And just bend the left knee and set your left ankle right in front of your right ankle. And I'm just going to hug my left shin. If you need a little rearranging, kind of swivel your hips a little bit, shimmy. And just lift your chest. Now you can stay right here with this clasp and just twist, or you can bring the left hand behind you. But just take an inhale to lengthen, elevate your chest, and exhale, find your twist. You can sort of unwind a little out of it and exhale, wind back into it. Any movements that you like to feel. Little new space. Take another breath wherever you are. And then unwind coming forward. I'm going to slide my left shin in front of my right for your Sukhasana. And just take a moment, sit up tall, take a deep breath. And option 2, fold forward if you like. You can also just lean back with your hands behind you. You can sway. You can walk a little side to side. Couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, complete your exhale and just start to slowly walk your way back up. And from here, you can have a block nearby if you want it. Grab your strap and actually, before we do that, sorry, I changed my mind. Before we do that, we're going to find our way back into our down dog. I forgot. So just one last time. Just use your block, step up and back, find your down dog, shake it out a little bit, just a little walk in place. And we're going to walk our feet all the way up to our blocks here. And you can keep your heels onto your blanket, walk your feet out nice and wide, turn your toes out. And we're going to set up for our supported Malasana, supported squat. So I'm going to have my heels on my blanket as well as a prop. I have my block on the medium setting. You could stack 2 blocks wide in the knees. Sit up as tall as you can. Use as much of a lift with your props as you can to get yourself nice and high. And feel some nice open space across your collarbones. No strain in your low back. And just take a couple moments here to find that length. Take another breath. And we'll just start to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Maybe start to close or soften your eyes. And then chin towards the chest. And up and over to the left shoulder. And then back through center. So take these little semicircles. Can go at any rate, any speed. And breathe. And if you want, you can make that full revolution. You can lift your chin and just go all the way up and over to the other side. Back through the center and then reverse it. Or you can stick with the half circle. Release any tension in the neck, upper back, shoulders soften. Continue to breathe. Just complete the cycle that you're on. And just find your way back through center as you lift your chin back. No rush at all, but just whenever you get back there, pause through center and take another breath, or 2 or 3, however many it takes. And from here, once you're complete, we're going to find our way into a forward fold. So just lift up. Feet can stay wide, but you can toe heel them in a little bit and just swivel your hips a little side to side. Maybe bounce your knees a little bit. Just take a moment, make it really easy going, supported. Relax, just stretching open through the backs of your legs a little bit more. And now we're going to find our way onto our back. Scooter, I need that. That's my feet. That's my feet, Scooter. Excuse me. And from this part, we'll need our strap, potentially. So just have it nearby. And I'm just going to bring a block under my head because I like the way that feels. And we're going to lay on down, strap nearby. And block is not necessary, but sometimes it's nice to have. So when you're ready, just come on down. And you can take a moment if you need a moment to just kind of rock your hips out, squeeze your, sorry guys, Squeeze your glutes, release your low back. And we're just going to find that strap and bring it across the ball of our right foot whenever you're ready. And we'll extend the right leg. So use as much of the strap as you need. And just find a nice long right leg here. And you can push your foot up into the strap. Push the strap back into your foot. Your left knee can stay bent, or you can straighten it, totally up to you. I'm going to leave mine bent for today to keep my low back from being pulled in any weird direction. So just take a few moments here, push your right heel up to the ceiling, pull your right toes back, maybe a couple of pulses forward and back. Good. And then from here, I'm going to take the strap in my right hand, and I'm going to allow, it's not what you think, so don't go too fast. I'm going to externally rotate, toes out, and then I'm going to use this to pull my right knee down like I'm coming into a half happy baby. And I'm using the strap so that I can really keep my right shoulder relaxed. So if the strap does not help you do that, you can always just forget the strap and just use your hand. I'm also letting my left hip rotate out, so my knee goes out. It's like a half Supta Baddha Konasana on the left side. Just finding this half happy baby. You can use the strap to sort of open and close your knee. You can move your leg around a little bit here. Take another breath. And then from here, I'm going to bring my left knee to face back up. I'm going to bring my right ankle up and over across my left knee for figure four. And at this point, if you want, you can keep the strap or you can just remove it. That's up to you. And maybe swivel your hips a little side to side in this figure four shape. You can keep the left foot on the floor, or you can draw the whole figure four in towards you and maybe clasp behind your left hamstrings here. Wherever you choose to go, just keep your upper body as soft as possible. Allow yourself to focus on the breathing. Focus on the sensation. Take one more breath here. And we will release the clasp if you have it. Keep the figure four, release your left foot down. And we're just going to allow that whole figure four to drop over to the left. Keep your right ankle glued to your left knee. And try and keep your right knee facing up towards the ceiling. If that doesn't work, you can always slide a block underneath your right foot for a little more height if the floor feels really far away. And then you can use your left hand to give a gentle push so that it's like a little kickstand so that right knee doesn't collapse towards your chest. Breathe into that whole right side. Couple more breaths here. After your next exhale, just gently, slowly bring yourself back up to center and just let your right foot land on the floor nice and wide and let your knees fall towards the center. Just take a deep breath in, find a moment of pause. Long exhale. And we'll just grab that strap and bring it around the left foot. Take your time and use the full length of the strap if you need to in order to get that left knee straight, and just finding the back line of your leg. Maybe try really pulling your left toes down towards your face, kicking your left heel up. Maybe you like to pulse that leg, or just be still. Finding a few more moments here. And then we'll take that strap in our left hand, and we'll find that half happy baby. So externally rotate a little bit, left toes out, and just start to pull your left knee down as you allow your right knee to fall out to the right. Just letting the hips balance out here. You can find a little open and close of that left knee if that feels good. Just kick up through your heel. Keep your foot active. Just breathe. I know, Scooter. Couple more breaths here. Good. And from here, when you're ready, we'll transition to that figure four. So you just let that right knee come back up as you pull the left ankle over the right thigh. And you can release your strap if you're ready to do so. And find your figure four. Maybe just shimmy a little, rock a little side to side. Release any tension, your glutes. This might be enough. This might be perfect. So you can stay right here, or you can, pull it in and interlace behind the right thigh if that feels good. Any variations that you like of your figure four. Take another moment there, another deep breath. After your exhale is complete, just release the clasp if you have it. Let your right foot land. Keep your left ankle glued to your right thigh, and just drop the whole figure four to the right. And let your left foot land either on the mat, on the floor, on a block. And try not to let that left knee collapse in towards you. So you can even find a little rock here. If you let the left knee pull it in slightly, and then gently kind of push and pull a little bit. So you don't want to feel rigid here. If you need a little movement, take a little movement. That's fine. Try to lengthen out the exhale. Couple more here. And just whenever you feel ready, Let's pull ourselves back up through center and just let that left foot land. Again, just next to the right. Feet wide, knees together, pause. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. And then walk the soles of your feet together. Let the knees fall wide. And just find a moment here. And again, prop it up if you like. If you have a pillow nearby, it's nice. If you have a cat nearby. And just take a few breaths. Maybe arms want to stretch overhead. Maybe just rest your hands somewhere on your body. Close your eyes. Soften your face. Let yourself sort of glide right into this resting shape. And you can keep the shape or you can change the shape. So if it's too much with the legs like that, just find a more comfortable place for your legs to be. And just take a few more moments in that resting shape. Maybe focusing on softening, continuing to soften, continuing to release. And from here, just keeping your eyes closed from whatever position you're in. Maybe just gently draw your knees into your chest and give them a little squeeze. Rock a little side to side, or you could stir your knees around. Maybe you prefer to take a full body stretch. Take as much time as you need. And just whenever you're ready, roll off to one side and gently push yourself back to your seat. And just let it be an easy seat. Sit up tall and let your eyes stay closed if possible. And just soften your shoulders and take a few moments here in your seat. Maybe another few cleansing breaths in through the nose. Sigh it out. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then from here, just bring your hands together. Take a moment to feel your practice. Find a moment of gratitude or just a mindful, intentional thought to end your practice with. And then together, full breath in. And exhale just to let it go. Thank you so much for being here.